Hello everybody! When you're using an LLM, at some point the information used inside to build that LLM has a cutoff date and newer information isn't accessible. But now with LM Studio, there's a way around it. This is Stef from Samayas and welcome to my channel. So, if you query an LLM about 8 or 9 May 1945 and what historically happened, you will get the end date for World War II. However, when you ask about what happened today, that same LLM can't respond because its training data stopped at a certain cutoff date. Large language models are trained on massive text that end at some specific point in time, often a few months or even a year before the model was released. Because the model's internal knowledge is static, any question about events, data or releases that occurred after the cutoff will either be answered with outdated data or with a polite "I don't know," or even with potential hallucinations. In everyday use, it can't access news event or financial data or sport details or technical updates. Now, LM Studio isn't just a fancy GUI. It provides access to a multitude of tools or agents. For instance, the MCP or Model Context Protocol that was created by Anthropic. And so, for each chat request, you can include one or more agents that you first need to configure, of course, but then that makes your LLM become smart, or at least smarter. Let's dig in. So, let's first do a test and let's see if it can respond to what happened on 8 or 9 May 1945. Indeed, it is the end of World War II or Victory Day in Europe. If I want to know what happened today in Europe, so it's telling you his cutoff date is January 2025. Even for Gemma 4, which has only been released 2 months, is more than a year difference. And so what we would like to achieve is for him to check live on Euronews or Reuters. So let's try that. And of course, we get a straight answer that he cannot access nor Euronews nor Reuters. And it simply provides links so that we can look it up ourselves. And it is of course not what we want. Now of course, the prerequisites to run tools or agents inside LM Studio, the first one of course is LM Studio itself. And for that I made 2 previous videos, one about how to install LM Studio in Windows and a second one on how to install it in Ubuntu and specifically on a DX Spark. And at first sight, one might think that the only thing we need is LM Studio. However, under the hood, LM Studio is using npx. And so the easiest way to test if it will work is to simply type npx. And since I have a development machine, well, npx is installed, npm is installed, and so on my system that isn't an issue. However, if you have installed LM Studio and you don't have a development machine, well, then you need to go to Node.js.org and install a version of Node.js. And for that, you can either choose the latest version or the LTS version. And so, once you're on the download page, first you have to choose which version you want. The default is the LTS. I'm going to choose the 2601. I'm still in 25 dot something. And then you can choose either for Windows, Mac, Linux, or even AIX. I'm running on Windows, and then I'm going to choose a Windows installer. And once that's downloaded, I simply click on the setup process, and we have a nice little setup wizard. It is calculating whatever it needs, and we do next. I agree, next. We install everything as is. And now Node is installed. Of course, I already had a previous version. But if you absolutely want to check it is working, simply again try npx. The next step is a very important step. For my first demo, I choose Google Gemma 4 26B, but if I go to my model list, well, Gemma 4, if you look at the icon, you have a little hammer, and this model has been trained for use with tools. And currently, all the models I have downloaded, with the exception of Olmo 3, do support tools. And for this to work, you absolutely need to select a model that does support tools. Now, in LM Studio, in the top right, I have a show sidebar, and the default is model parameters for the model which I've selected. And in my previous video, I went through all the in and out about this. The tooling, however, is a little hammer icon, or here is called integrations. And as we can already see, out of the box, we already have two tools installed, GS Code Sandbox and RAG v1. And they are installed, but currently they're disabled. And so, if you want to be able to serve to Reuters or to Euronews, we need to install a new tool. And so, I'll click on Install, and once you click on Install, you have a drop-down, and it allows you to edit the MCP.JSON file. So, let's do that. And now, I have an empty MCP.JSON file where I can add whatever I want. And so that means that even though I don't have any MCP servers, my RAG v1 and my GS Code Sandbox are always included. Not necessarily enabled, but included. And so, in order to serve, I'll be using Playwright. And for the developers amongst you, some might already be using Playwright to automate certain things through to scripting, through CLI, and recently Playwright also created their own MPC server. Now, for people paying attention, the first two Playwrights are using npm, and the Playwright MPC is using npx, which is using npm. And that's why we needed to install Node.js as a prerequisite. And so in order for us to install Playwright in our MCP file, we first need to give it a name, Playwright. We need to give it a command, and the command will be npx. And as arguments, we're going to give playwright/mpc latest. And this will trigger a download Playwright MPC. And so once I save it, Playwright is being installed and downloaded. I have a nice little pop-up showing that Playwright is ready to be used. And then we have all the methods which Playwright is currently supporting. And for each of those methods, we can manually disable them if we do not want to allow that. Also, per method, by default, ask before running. And at some point, if we trust that method, we can switch over from ask before running to always allow. Quite easy, right? So now that our integration is ready, let's go back to our previous chat, and it is flagged, and now suddenly we have Playwright here available. Now we can choose X. Automatically the Playwright integration is gone. If you want to activate it again, we simply flag it. Quite easy, right? So now let's ask the question again. Can you check on Euronews what happened in Europe today? And I'll launch. And now it's using Playwright Browse and Navigate to serve to Euronews. I can choose Proceed. I can choose Deny. Deny with reason. I can choose to always allow the browse and navigation method, or I can choose to allow everything from Playwright. For now, we'll simply only proceed. It opens up a browser, and now it wants to take a snapshot. We'll allow it as well. And we can already see that it was retrieving correctly some information. And so, on 13 May 2026, there were some international security issues, economy and society. Some things were happening. Something was happening on the film festival in Cannes, and archaeology-wise, some stuff was discovered in Rome. Pretty awesome, right? Now, of course, there are already dozens of MCP servers in the field, and a good reference which I found is mcp.so. And here we have a list, of loads of MCP servers available. Now, if you look a little bit more in detail, for instance, Google Maps, well, we need an API key. GitLab, we need an API key. Sentry, we need an API key. And so, most of the MCP servers need one way or another to authenticate who you are in order to have access to certain details. Sometimes simply because of security, otherwise because of billing. Now, of course, you can always develop your own MCP server. Now, a good testing might be to try Tickerr and to try to retrieve information pricing, and apparently here we do not need to authenticate. And so, in order to install Tickerr, which will give us live feedback of different AI status tools and pricings, we simply need to copy this over. In LM Studio, under Integrations or Tools, we go to Install. We choose Edit MCP, and under our previous MCP Playwright server, we simply add Tickerr. And we choose Save. It says it is configured. The moment we enable it, it starts installing the plugin. And now our Tickerr MCP server is ready. Now, a quick look at what Tickerr does. It can give us an operational status of models, the cost per models, and swarm source signals, and also a lot more, of course. So let's try if Tickerr can give me the current state of ChatGPT and Claude Code. And now it requests us access to the get tool status, And first, it'll choose ChatGPT. We choose Proceed. Now it does the same thing for Claude. And receive status that both models are currently operational. Now, let's ask him if he can give a cost comparison of both models, see what comes out. And now it's calling get API pricing for OpenAPI. So we proceed, and the same thing for Anthropic. And so again, it was able to retrieve live data and respond to that information, which is quite nice. Now the essence of using LM Studio to then call an online model about the cost of an online model when you're running it locally, that's something else. But it is available. And so, finally, I connect to my remote and I'm going to select the Gemma 4 on my DGX Spark. And so, my Gemma 4 model is loaded while my Playwright is running locally in my local LM Studio and not in the remote side. And now I'll simply query and I want to retrieve a video from my YouTube channel and see if that works. And so the first step is it asks me and it wants to serve to youtube.com/Stef from Samayas videos, and I allow it. A browser is opened. Now it wants to take a browser snapshot. And so it did retrieve some videos. And on one side, in the local LM Studio, we have the MCP, which is connecting to the internet, and then the model is still running remotely on whatever machine you choose, which is quite nice. Well, the sky is the limit. There are loads of NPC servers out there, and every day more are being created. And if you don't find what you need, you can even create one yourself. If you guys enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell sign. Or leave a comment down below.